Hello, my lovely Sagittariuses. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be a general love reading for Sagittarius in Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. As it is a general reading, it won't resonate fully with every single Saggy out there, but if you come across this video today, I would say there's probably something here for you in the message. It is a timeless reading, so it's for whenever you come across it. And as always, I would say take what does resonate and leave what doesn't for somebody else. If you're new to the channel, huge welcome and thank you so much for trying me out. And if you're a returning subscriber, I now have an amazing Saggy following, so I really hugely appreciate all the support from you guys. You have always been amazing. So Saggy, I'm going to dive straight into a spread for you today. Oh, and before I forget, although this is a timeless reading, I'm recording it in Saggy season for this year, so very happy birthday to all of my Sagittarius sons. And yeah, I'm going to get straight into your reading. This is going to be about someone or an important relationship for you, potentially like a love relationship, but it could be just someone who's very significant to you or is very strong in your energy at this time. I'm going to be asking specific questions about you and them and diving in, and we'll get as much details for you as possible. So can I get the top 8 cards for the spread for Sagittarius, please? For Saggy. Okay, I haven't finished shuffling yet, but the 9 of Cups just fell out. Someone could be viewing somebody as a wish fulfillment, or everything they're kind of marveling at how amazing someone is. Let's get on with it. Okay. Wow, nice. Okay. Interesting. All right. At the bottom of this deck, Saggy, we have the 6 of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Ace of Pentacles, and Death. Oh my gosh. And the Hangman, and Justice, and the Empress. Good grief. Okay, so the first thing that popped into my mind just from having a quick glance at these cards at the bottom of the deck here is that someone's previous generosity is now coming full circle, in terms of it's almost like someone was very kind and giving to somebody else who was in a bit of a bad way, whether it could have just been emotionally or like in terms of their security, but someone else helped them out, and now it's this like moment of things coming around, almost like a judgment day moment, and because of that previous kindness, an offer, like something really amazing is being offered, which is going to change a great deal. I mean, with Death, the Hanged Man, and Justice, and the Empress all next to each other, that is really serious. And this Justice card in this deck that I'm looking at talks about kind of being weighed and measured, and everything you've done previously, deciding whether you're available for some sort of next big step or some rewards here. So it seems like there's an opportunity here for like stepping through a gateway that, because of someone's previous like good behavior, if I can put it that way, then it's kind of like the jury is deciding, congratulations, you are now able to pass into this next chapter in a beautiful energy. So interesting, Saggy. Okay. I do get the energy here of someone who is a little bit of a free spirit as well is coming through. This could all be about the same person, or this could be someone else here. Someone with like a bit of wanderlust is what I'm getting, and like looking at always ready to jump into a new adventure, but a little bit flighty is the word that's coming into my head, like easily distracted and easily inspired to go do something else. So they have a lot going for them in terms of that carefree energy, but it's also someone who it's giving it's giving golden retriever energy of like not being completely able to focus for too long on one thing. I love golden retrievers, so just to clarify. So that might be have caused or is causing a little bit of a bit of a struggle here to try and collaborate with this person, whether that's you or someone else, Saggy, who's in that energy. It's kind of just a little bit like someone who gets really fired up about something, really wants that thing, and then, then 2 weeks later they're on to the next trend or the next like big thing that they really want, and they've kind of forgotten about the last thing that they really wanted. So that could be a bit of a struggle to try and get someone like that to partner up and kind of focus. Someone may need to be being like patient or has been very patient, because that has been a bit of a blockage to the connection so far. Okay, let's carry on. I'm going to get the next layer for your spread. The top 8 cards from this deck for me, please, for Sagittarius. Okay. Okay, we're going repeating cards here. Like the Page of Pentacles is on the deck twice, spread twice, sorry. Nine of Pentacles is on the spread twice. This is only the second layer, and I'm only a few cards in. Interesting. That's a striking contrast, okay. Okie doke. The bottom of this deck is the Five of Wands, the Ace of Cups, Eight of Cups, Five of Cups, and then Judgment is there again. It's a little bit further down this time, but it's there again. What I'm getting here is that there may have been previously some sort of conflict or argument for you with someone, and because of that, and it seemed to be like around the start or the potential of starting a relationship together, or like starting a romance. But some arguments occurred, or if it wasn't arguments straight out, it was clashes of interest. Or essentially one person, what one person wanted and the other person wanted clashed, and did not mean that you get on the same page to have a new beginning in love. For whatever reason, that's going to be different for each of you, but there was conflict of interest. That was the phrase I was looking for. Sorry, it sometimes takes me a minute to remember phrases. And then, but there was this, it was almost like you were pretty much there in terms of just about to start something with each other, and then it was like down to something like some fine details or some differing opinions on something, or how are we going to do this kind of thing. We both want this, but how are we going to do it then? And then it kind of fell apart there, and that resulted in someone distancing themselves, walking away, disappearing off into the distance kind of thing, and the whole situation ended in disappointment and regret. It feels like a missed opportunity in love happened, but it was only missed because of maybe there was a bit of ego going on from both people. The Five of Wands can talk about, our kind of ego sides clashing and maybe getting a little bit petty, and it's more about like winning for the sake of winning, and like, it becomes does it really matter what we're arguing about, or is it now that someone just really needs to win this argument? But if it's like butting heads energy is what I'm getting, which caused, whether we're not doing this, then we're not having this new relationship that we were just arguing about. Okay, well, bye then, kind of thing. And that ended up with someone feeling sad and sorrowful, but it is coming, I would say this is coming back up into someone's, returning to your life for further review. I keep seeing like the sun and moon next to each other. Well, it's twice now. I've only used 2 decks. So it feels like one person, potentially someone who's wants to reach out or plans to reach out, is getting stuck because they're imagining that the other person is extremely happy without them. It's almost like they don't really know what's going on, but they are picturing the other person like, you know, I don't know, like I just saw someone like laughing with like a champagne like or cocktail glass or something, you know, live it like an absolute picture of just like joy and happiness, and like, oh, what, that guy or that girl, oh, and I don't worry about them, that's, look at my life, I'm so happy. It's like a very over the top picture, but I think someone's kind of really in their head, they're like, oh, the other person is living their life, they're having a ball, which is delaying someone, or is basically, I mean, if you think that someone who you know, you walked away from could not, you're picturing that they couldn't care less and they're having the time of their life, it is going to delay, you know, it's going to make you pull back from the idea of reaching out to that person and being like, hey, remember me? And you clearly don't because you're so happy without me, kind of thing. But I think that's just what someone is like. It's just fear that's creating that image in their head. It's like someone thinking of the worst possible scenario. So let me get the, God, I'm shuffling so much. Let me get the third layer for Sagittarius, please, with the top 8 cards, and then I will go through your spread, Saggy. The top 8 cards, please. All right. Yep. Okay. I see what happened in the past. Okay. Wow, the sun is here twice on the spread as well. Yeah, it's funny because I was just talking about it. Interesting. Justice is here twice as well. So strong Libra energy. Yeah, the Three of Swords is here twice, but spoiler alert, but I'm not seeing the Three of Swords as like there's going to be further heartbreak. I'll get to it. We'll explain. So at the bottom of this deck is the Initiate of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Devil, the Five of Wands, the Ten of Wands. What is this? So in this deck, I should explain that you don't get pages, knights, kings, queens. You get different levels of skill in the particular suit. So the Initiate of Wands is kind of like, it's not a beginner, it's not an expert, it's somewhere in between the two. They are pretty good at making things happen, but they maybe have some fine-tuning. Again, the Initiate of Wands, if you think about someone who gets very excited about ideas and is very confident in their abilities, so they go for these ideas that come up, and they're excitable and passionate, but the next card up would be an elder, like the expert level. And that is, I would say, someone who sees their ideas through to completion as well. They're not just that kind of like, ooh, what's that? Oh, wait, what's that kind of thing? Because nothing ever actually gets made that way. So it's the same energy I was describing already. Like someone is, maybe this was what they were coming in with before, very like excitable and passionate and inspired, but do they see things through to completion? I do also see that this could have caused issues because of that kind of behavior that I just described. They may have kind of started things with in other situations, like external factors. It doesn't have to be another relation, like romantic situation or anything like that, but just they kind of said that they were on board with other projects or with other people or whatever, and then it's like that all caught up with this person in terms of partnering with them and trying to build something, they'd already kind of weighed themselves down by making promises to lots of different things or different people or different projects or hobbies or whatever. It's like, what's that phrase? Jack of all trades, master of none is what I'm getting. And spreading themselves so thin that they got caught up in, you know, all of the people or things that they had kind of promised their attention to, all pulling them in different directions, which may have, I mean, the Five of Wands is here in this deck that I'm looking at now, but it was at the bottom of the second deck as well, so it might not just been that kind of conflict of interest between you and this person in the past, Saggy. It could have been other people, other things, because they'd kind of like started things with them and then got distracted. Is this someone also, I mean, it's a little bit, they're so, they are a big fan of themselves. Do you see how I'm trying to put this in a really nice way? I am not going to call them a straight up narcissist or anything like that, because that term gets thrown around far too much these days. But also I truly don't think that. But I do think there's a level here of they're really impressed with themselves, and it's like they like how it sounds when they make these like ostentatious, is that the right word? Promises or ideas. It's like they're really impressed with themselves. But the problem is they'd be more impressed with themselves if they actually follow through on anything. But it's just like, oh, this sounds good, doesn't it? This sounds like I'm big and important, and someone who gets like, is very inspirational. But yeah. Yeah, there's a lot for this person to learn. That's strong at the bottom of the other end of the deck here. Wow. They might have spent some time with. They might spend quite a lot of time with a mother figure who might be very important, or even like a grandmother or something like that, who might have made them almost buckle down and maybe get more serious and start some sort of studies to learn maybe about to try and discover what path they really wanted to be on, rather than spreading themselves in 100 different directions. I do get that there's a strong older female influence, but in a positive way. There's also a bit of a conflict here of they could have potentially dealt with quite a strict religious influence, or if it's not religious, it's like just traditions of the family. Seeing more of an older masculine figure being involved there, but obviously it doesn't. There's no gender in tarot, so it could easily be a woman in real life. But I'm just seeing someone who's like either someone who's considered like very wise in the community or in their family, or which could be like a senior member of their church or religion or whatever, or otherwise just someone who I'm getting the sense of someone who like lectures and preaches, and it's like a certain truth that must be followed. It could have felt quite rigid, quite like very rule based in some way about the doctrine basically that this person was living under, or maybe this is about you. But then there is this more spiritual side, which I'm seeing from this. I mean, I'm getting an older feminine, but again, it could be a masculine in real life, but just someone who's more about, nature, the earth, nurturing, being like more in touch with emotion and animals, this kind of thing. Just like a far more wanting someone to find their own path, rather than like in contrast, there was another influence in their life which is more about like, this is what you do. So I don't know if that might be just a little bit specific, but it's there, so thought I'd tell you about it. So let's get into the spread, Saggy. So how you're feeling about this person. Now, as always, when I'm saying this is how you feel, this is how they feel. If it's resonating for you the other way around, just flip it. That's absolutely fine. Even if you are a cross-watcher, you come here to find out what's happening with Saggy. You could be resonating as the Sagittarius in this spread, so just bear that in mind. But How are you feeling about this person, Sagittarius? Well, the first card that came out was the Lovers. Lovers, Six of Swords, and the Five of Swords. Now, it's interesting, and there definitely seems to still be potentially some things that you feel like you still need to iron out with this person, because the Five of Swords has come out after the Six of Swords. So otherwise we would think of the progression being the 5 to the 6, like moving past the conflict. But it's this may just be that you feel like there is a strong romantic connection between you and this person. Like with this Lovers card, it's like you choose them any day, and maybe you feel like they chose you as well. And it could be that you felt like you were moving forward and you were making progress, and the two of you were on board with the same idea in mind, like the same goal in mind, or goals. And then there's this Five of Swords, which is two people really being at odds with each other. And it does seem to also be a clash about potentially belief systems or strongly held opinions that matter very much to each person. And that, I think you may feel like there's a breakdown in good communication with this person at this moment, because you couldn't get on the seat eye to eye, maybe about certain matters that are very important to both of you. But the fact that the Lovers card is still there tells me that you do still have a lot of love for this person, and you do still want them to be your person. It's just that it's funny, because I'm also kind of getting the sense that you would you feel like the best way for the two of you to just move forward is for the other person to just let go of their belief system and agree with yours, and let you kind of change their mind, or kind of, it's basically what I'm getting is that you're like, just see it from my point of view, like, please, then we can just move forward. Like, you really need to change your, like, just get on board with what my opinion is about this. Whatever that is. It could be anything. It could be politics. It could be, a way of living, whatever. You certainly want to be with this person. It's just that you want them to also agree with you. And if that's not for you, then just don't take it. Okay. Tell anything else you can tell me about how Saggy feels about this person. What can you tell me anything about what this conflict is with the Five of Swords? Oh, interesting. The Ace of Pentacles came out sideways like that, with Chariot at the bottom of the deck. So, it's interesting, because I was saying that there was like a clash over the beginning of a relationship, and then it kind of, things broke down because of that, and then there was no beginning. And now I was like, what's this issue about? And it's about basically another ace, another new beginning card that talks about a new beginning. But this is more about something that's more like tangible. So this can talk about practical matters as well. So it could be that you can't agree on, maybe if you live at a distance from each other, one person's going to have to move, or you both have to move, to like a mutual place, or one of you has to move to the other, kind of thing. It could be a conflict about that. Or, yeah, that's anything else you can tell me? The Five of Wands. Again. So, and then the deck is kind of split and got Four of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. This seems to be someone, it could be to do with family, to be honest, that are getting involved and putting their like 2 cents in about this relationship happening, or how this relationship happens. It does seem to be like a little bit of an overbearing, potentially family presence, kind of trying to hold someone back, maybe, or keep someone very much in the way that their family does things, and not trying to let them kind of make their own choices. Five of Wands. Tell me more about the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands now. We have got the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Cups. Wow. And the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which can be you, Sagittarius, it's fire energy. But this combination, this is hella confusing and exhausting. Trying to make some sort of choice. It could be that you're trying to make, both of you are trying to make choices, and other people are, everyone's got an opinion about what the two of you should do. Maybe there's an element of trying to make other people, trying to make everybody happy, rather than just focusing on the two of you as well. This is like being paralyzed by the choice or the different options that you could do, and instead kind of doing nothing because you just can't get on the same page. I do think a lot of the calamity that happened to the relationship or has already happened, and now we're looking more at this person, potentially either you or them returning to the other, to try and work things out. Can you tell me what the conflict and the confusion and all of this, what is this about? What's the conflict about? The Hanged Man's come out in reverse. Wow. Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay, interesting. It's not really telling me what the conflict is about, but what it is telling me is that someone is kind of more open to seeing things from someone else's perspective with the Hanged Man, because being out in the cold from the relationship is so much worse than considering the other person's point of view. Funny that. But it's like, and I'm not... Yeah, I'm just... But you know what I mean? It's like someone is basically thinking... the soreness from the argument or the disagreements or whatever has worn off, and now someone's just thinking, oh, my person's about to start something with somebody else, because we just couldn't agree. And it's almost like someone going, this is so silly, I'm not losing this person just because we couldn't agree about XYZ kind of thing. Like, okay, anything else you can tell me about how Saggy feels about this person? Prince of Wands and the Hierophant. Now it's interesting because that's that same energy of kind of, you know, the Prince of Wands is everything I've described about that kind of like excited, you know, but a little bit flighty energy. And then the Hierophant is something serious. It's like looking towards the future. So it might have just been a case of one person wanted to get serious and the other person's like, why do we have to be so serious? Or wanting to like hold back from committing, but... Okay. Well, I can definitely say the Six of Swords has just come out again. It's already in one of the three cards of how you feel about them. So I would say you definitely feel like there has been a lot of confusion, a lot of conflict, and a lot of like, you know, differing opinions, but at the same time, maybe this is you, Saggy, who's like, I just want to find a solution because I don't want to lose this person, so let's just work it out. Or this is how you feel that that's what they need to do with you. So how they feel about you, Sagittarius, we have got the Moon, the Page of Pentacles, sorry, and the Three of Pentacles. There we go. So the Moon, there it is. They feel like they don't know 100% what is going on with you. Everything's kind of shrouded in darkness. But I mean, the Prince of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Why do I keep saying the Prince? The Page of Pentacles. They either feel like they want to reach out and get back in touch with you. With the Three of Pentacles, you know, let's collaborate, let's get on board with each other, or they but they don't know what's going on with you and whether they should do that, or this is they feel like they have received a message from you. Obviously apply it as it resonates, and they're considering whether they should try and partner with you, whether something can be made from this partnership, or there's also like a lot of question marks and a lot of mystery and a lot of fear with that Moon energy as well. Let's use this one. tell me more about how this person is feeling about Sagittarius. Because in one card here, I've got someone staring up at the moon, crescent of the moon. And in the Page of Pentacles card, the guy's looking back at the sun. It's almost... I keep getting this sun and moon thing for you, Saggy. So... let's see. Tell me more about how this person's feeling about Saggy. What's this Page of Pentacles? Three of Swords, but at the bottom of the deck is the flaming sun. Literally, it's flaming. But I was just talking about the sun and the moon and how... but the sun isn't actually here. The moon card is here, and now the sun is here when I'm clarifying. But the Three of Swords has come out. Why are they feeling the Three of Swords about Sagittarius? It's like you are both... it could be that they are both very drawn towards you. They feel very drawn towards you. They feel like you bring a lot of happiness to their life, or that they were very happy when they were with you. But at the same time, there's fear here about... it could be about kind of like a... maybe like someone has a bit of it could just be their perception, but what just came into my head is like they might feel like there is a bit of like a duality to potentially your behavior. Saggy, don't shoot the messenger, I'm just telling you what's coming through in the cards, of like you can either make them so happy or the Three of Swords. There's like, and they wonder, am I... like I'm looking at the sun, but I'm looking at the light, but I've also seen the shadow, and everyone has a shadow side. Nobody's perfect 100% of the time, but it's almost like this person feels like, or this is them, obviously. It could be that they have a duality, and that has caused you a lot of grief. But tell me why... oh my god. The moon... See, interesting, the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck when the moon came out. So this person, it's a very interesting message. Basically, they feel like... they feel like there are things which they know are not being said, but they know are a factor, for example. Or like, you know, you're not telling me about the potential pitfalls, for example, but I know there will be pitfalls of this plan or this solution kind of thing. And it isn't just fear that I'm getting. It is kind of, this person is really 100% sure that there is stuff that is being hidden from them when it comes to maybe a message like being sent to them. Because underneath the Six of Wands is like victory and success, and it's also, it would be like someone getting in touch and being like, hey, you know, we had that argument, but the thing is I've actually seen it from your perspective now. I'm 100% on board, and you're right, you win. But this person is like, but I know that's only going to last so long, or that there's so much more, you know, to it than you just telling me what I want to hear. That's it, I'm trying to get to that. Sorry, so underneath the Six of Wands is the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Wands. This is extremely guarded, defensive behaviour. It could be that this person feels like, you know, okay, this seems like I'm getting what I want, but I don't trust that. It's like they kind of like, they feel like the rug was already pulled out from under their feet and it really hurt. So now they feel like that would happen again. But is it that they are receiving a message from Saggy, or that they feel like they want to contact Sagittarius? I don't know how you're going to tell me that with one card. The Lovers. Wow, yeah, no. I feel like it could be you contacting them and they're receiving that message and thinking about it, is kind of what I'm getting, Saggy. Reverse the roles if it's the other way around, because the Lovers came out. when I was asking, you know, the question I just asked. And the bottom of the deck we have the Page of Swords, Strength, and the Five of Wands, and the Hanged Man. So essentially, this person still feels the connection with you as well. They also feel like you're their person, they are yours, etc. But they are holding back from communicating with this Page of Swords, the sword pointing down, and using their like self-control to do so because of the differing opinions. It's almost, I keep getting this message that you're really not on the same page about something very crucial. So I feel like both of you are waiting for the other person to change their opinion, as in get on, you know, like it's some very crucial what's that phrase? Breaking point, or deal breaker. It's like a deal breaker for both of you, and you are in love with each other, but you are also representing each other's deal breaker. Does that make sense? So what happened in the past in this connection? We have the Sun, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. So what happened in the past? There was some good times, some happiness for sure, and so, like a sense of achievement and success. But one or the other was too focused on themselves, effectively, and their own personal success. Well, not too focused. I'm only saying that because the Four of Cups tells me that because of how focused they were on that stuff, they missed the opportunity of love and romance and making a connection. Someone was more focused on themselves and doing very well, maybe monetarily or however, or like having their moment in the sun, if you like, with everyone applauding them, and they're getting a lot of success, things are going really well. But then during that person, or this could have been both of you, you could have been both very much focused on your own thing, but someone here certainly was like, oh, it's all about me. And it's funny because I was saying that a little bit, I said it about it was this person, but it could easily just as well be you, Saggy, as well. But someone was like very impressed with themselves, and in the course of that, they took their eye off the ball about the potential of actually connecting with somebody else. They were too busy connecting with themselves in a very like, yeah, go me kind of way. So what is this person's current situation, Saggy? We have got the Nine of Pentacles, the Fool, and Justice. So this person is, I feel like they might be trying to, this just popped into my head, they might be trying to, I wish my brain would work with me sometimes. There's like a word when you liberate yourself from a contract, or it's like someone disowning themselves, or like, let's just say divorcing themselves, but I don't think this person was married or anything like that, but it's like this person is divorcing themselves from something that had kept them stuck, whether that was some sort of contract that they were bound into. This could have been with work, it could have been with love, I was going to say family, sorry. It could have been with family, work, friends, anything like that, to be honest. It was something that they got themselves tied up in, and they are currently in the process, or have already liberated themselves from that. That might have involved some sort of legal aspect, but they're definitely an independent creature right now. They have kind of, I keep getting a flipping word on the tip of my tongue, but it's like, I'm strongly getting like, maybe even family or something, like that they were tied into, for example, you get an allowance from us, but you have to live like this, like we tell you. And it's like this person has orphaned themselves. Is that the word I'm trying to think of? I don't know. But anyway, you get what I'm saying here. They have fled the nest. That's not the right word. They have left the nest, or left whatever like strings were holding onto them that were, binding them and stopping them from living independently. Can you tell me anything else? Tell me about this Fool and Justice in particular. The Knight of Cups come out sideways and the World is at the bottom of the deck. Wow, my God. Sorry, I said that because underneath the World is the Tower, and then underneath the Tower is the Eight of Cups and the Five of Pentacles and the Hermit. My goodness, this is someone who either was threatened with being alone and being kind of cast out, with that Eight of Cups and the Five of Pentacles and the Tower. It's like this would be a disaster. I would be, cut off from an inheritance, or cut off from family support or something like this. I mean, that is like being thrown out of a home, being left to fend for themselves. But it's kind of like they've done that, but on their own terms. Because this whole situation, whatever it was stopping them with the Knight of Cups sideways from pursuing, there's the Sun again at the bottom of the deck, from pursuing their heart's desire. For example, this could have been about love, that they were restricted from making their own choices. But that's, I feel like that with the World there that was at the bottom, that chapter has run its course and it's come to an end. This person has liberated themselves. I feel like it was some sort of blackmail or threat of, you will face disaster and ruin if you, go against what we want, kind of thing. Tell me more. Anything else? Two of Cups. Interesting. Okay, interesting. The Queen of Swords just fell out with the Ace of Pentacles, with the Two of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles was how you, that was essentially what the clash was with you. It's like you both, as I said, are in love with each other, but there's this, you felt like there was this conflict of interest. You couldn't get on the same page about the Ace of Pentacles, effectively. It came out like crossing the cards. So what is this Justice in this person's situation? What is the Justice? It could be that they had to tie up loose ends of things that they got themselves into as well. Like, they had to liberate themselves. Yeah, Ten of Swords with the Devil. And the Devil is no joke. And this deck is literally keeping someone or anything trapped in that little greenhouse to put on their shelves of all the other people that have been trapped as well. This is something extremely restrictive, but it is over with the Ten of Swords. This person has done whatever was necessary. Maybe some of it was legal, but they have liberated themselves and they are now a free agent. Now with this Queen of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, it could be that this was either someone who, it could have been that they knew that they needed to do that because they knew that you, Saggy, or them, someone knew that this new beginning wasn't actually possible until they did it. So they really had to do it, bite the bullet and kind of deal with it, kind of thing. So what does this person wish would happen in the connection between the two of you? We have the Five of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Novice of Wands. So they would really like for you to take pity on them, effectively, Saggy. This is kind of you see, I chuckled because I just realised as I was looking at them again. So you see the Five of Cups, this person down here kind of kneeling at this woman's feet and kind of pleading or facing potentially bad news, like this is them again. It's what I was getting of. I think still it could be them reaching out, to be honest, and contacting you, but they are expecting the absolute worst. They're expecting you to be like, I've moved on, I'm so happy without you, are you kidding? And they're expecting to approach you and to feel the crushing disappointment that they are expecting, like, just tell me, just hit me with it, I know it's coming. But then, like, if you imagine they're like laid out in the same way, see how like the woman here and the man like at her feet, and then what happens? You show compassion. She ends up kissing the man on the forehead, like looking after him, understanding, well, aren't you a silly goose kind of thing, but I'm so glad you've got back in touch. I have missed you. I do still love you, kind of thing, and like it's going to be all right. And then the other card being the Novice of Wands. This is the epitome of, I was talking about how this deck works with, I was talking about the Initiate of Wands. And it's funny because it's actually a regression from the Initiate to the Novice. So this person is kind of saying, I'm an idiot. I thought I was, I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I'd grown past this Novice of Wands point. But you really have to understand that I am an idiot, and I know that. Crosswatchers. Also, please don't get offended, because it's said with like a, when you have one of those moments of like, what was I playing at? And I thought I had grown up further than this by this point. So essentially they want your understanding. They hope that you can forgive them and show compassion, and that they feel like they also want to tell you that they do have a lot to learn and that a lot of growing up to do, and that they're kind of like in this beginner energy. And it might be like a kind of case that they want to come towards you like that, but for you to not be like a teacher to them, but to understand and bear with. Basically, this person is like, please understand and please bear with me. So that's what they want to happen in the connection. Now, what is the block or the challenge to this connection moving forward? We have the Three of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Sun again. So there we go. So that I strongly get the sense that this is one or both of you were absolutely crushed by this not working out, and maybe you, for example, Saggy, experienced a lot of heartbreak and sorrow and loss and despair. Now that could also be like when I was clarifying how they feel about you, and I said like what was with this Prince of Pentacles and the Moon, Page of Pentacles and the Moon, and then the Three of Swords came out. It could just be that they feel like they want to speak to you, but there's so much fear because of the pain that they caused, or that was happened in the situation. And the challenge is that essentially someone's heart got broken, and then the change that's occurred, and if, for example, if this person is like viewing you, Sagittarius, as someone they broke your heart, but then the change has happened, the seasons have changed, and now you're looking so good and contented with this Sun card. It's just like, you're living your life, you're happy, you're carefree, that you're looking that way, and it's almost like you've recovered and you are now basking in light and happiness. It's almost like you are where they were in the past, for example, when they didn't really give a damn about anyone but themselves, and now that's where you are. It could almost be that they might be projecting a little bit that if you're behaving like that, you're also not going to give a damn about them. It's like, well, when I was that happy and everything was going my way, I couldn't be bothered about anybody else, so why would Sagittarius, for example? So the action that this person is most likely going to take towards you next, Saggy, we have the Two of Swords, Justice, and the Novice of Cups. Another Novice card. I feel like they are going to make there's going to be a decisive moment for this person when they decide to step up and basically this Two of Swords energy is like they actually making a decision to try and make things right with you, even if they end up it's the same thing I was saying about how I'm just going to throw myself at Sagi's feet, for example, and hope for the best or accept my fate kind of thing. It's like, I think they are going to, what I'm getting is like let me just rip the bandage off energy, or like, let me just apologize and say what I need to say and try and make it right. And I'm probably gonna, to be honest, they are probably not going to do it in the most incredible way, because it's a novice of cups. Again, this person is coming through as a novice of cups. They want to tell you, they want you to understand that they're a novice of wands. They feel like a page of pentacles. They feel very I just remembered there's like a Friends episode where Joey and Phoebe are talking about like who's had past lives and everything, and Joey's like, oh, I can't remember any of mine, and Phoebe is like, that's because you're brand new, honey, or something like this. Kind of getting the feeling that this person is, I'm sure, you know, they're not necessarily brand new, but they are, so yeah. They're a bit of a newbie. Maybe they're I did just say in their situation, it kind of reminds me of like leaving the nest kind of thing. So they might just be a little bit inexperienced. That seems to be coming up across a lot. And because of that, it might be this inexperience that is also like, they don't understand that, or they haven't experienced someone behaving with them in like a compassionate, understanding way, if you know what I mean. So maybe they've only experienced very little when it comes to relationships, for example. So they're not really expecting things to not go really in their favour, but they're just going to face the music and the action that they take. But also, it's going to maybe come across a little bit, you're not going to be wowed by it, Saggy, in terms of, wow, that is, there's nothing better you possibly could have said or done to like resolve this situation. Wow. I know, I wouldn't lower your expectations about how this person is coming towards you, but they do seem to want to come towards you, kind of stop the stalemate as well that might have happened between the two of you, and attempt to make it right in a bit of a, or like clumsy way. I guess that's the best way of putting it. Anything else you can tell me about the action that they're going to take towards Sagittarius? Nine of Pentacles, and the Justice is there at the bottom of the deck. The Justice is one of the 3 cards of the action they're going to take towards you. So, and the Nine of Pentacles and Justice is 2 of the 3 cards in this person's current situation. So, oh my gosh. Okay. I definitely get a sense that they might try and puff themselves up when they come towards you. And it's you'll see right straight through it, to be honest. But it's like they really want to impress you and to try and show you that they've learnt a lot. They haven't really learnt that much yet. They've got a lot more learning to do. But it's like someone... I'm trying to pick my words carefully, because it's just... It's like them trying to dress up it, you know, energetically in like the armour of Hercules. That doesn't mean that they are now Hercules, but it's like they want to... I don't know how to explain it. Anything else action they're going to take towards you? To Sagittarius? Yeah, they're going to apologise for the resistance that happened before with the 5 of Cups and the 7 of Wands in reverse. There's a strong energy, like they want to make things right, effectively. They are going to come towards you and kind of do their best to show their regret. They previously either pushed you away or put up a wall, or there was too much... They might have even been protective about the very stuff that was keeping them trapped, that has now come to an end. They want to tell you that they are now liberated from what was keeping them bound, and what may have been a huge element in why they acted like the way they did towards you, and they are very sorry. So that's the gist of it, is what I'm getting about the action they're going to take towards you. Now, what's going to be happening between you and this person going forward here, Sagittarius, the next few weeks from when you come across this reading? We have the Page of Pentacles again, the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Swords. So it kind of gives me the sense that there's going to be communication. Again, it's a page, and again, it's how they feel about you as well as the Page of Pentacles. But this page is really meek in this deck as well that it's come out in. It's really like someone who can barely like look you in the eye because they are so embarrassed or feel so like unqualified to even communicate with you properly. Now that could be that they are stressing themselves out and about like whether anything is possible to salvage in this situation, and it's taking them a hell of a long time to come through with something which is not groundbreaking. Let's just put it that way. Or it could be that they are reaching out in such a low-key, low-energy way. As I said, it's not going to knock your socks off, that that someone's getting up in their head here about that they will get hurt again. Let's use this one to finish off. Anything else you can tell me about this outcome, Sagittarius, please? Okay, yeah. Wow. Oof. So the tower came out, but the star was at the bottom of the deck, and the star follows the tower in the course of Major Arcana. But also, I just get that this person might tell you that everything was extremely overwhelming, for example, or it could be that just them reaching out. It's not so much a tower I'm getting of like, you know, your whole world being blown apart. It's more that it could suddenly feel very overwhelming when this person gets back in touch, because it's like, this is what I've wished for, but is this reality, or is this just hopeless wishing? It's like a combination of chaos, feeling chaotic at the same time as wishing for this. It's quite hard to explain. But then what came out next, we have the Ace of Wands and the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So this is more fire energy as well, of course, with the Ace of Wands, but it's someone who wants to get better. It's like a craft, like someone learning their craft and wanting, it's almost like an apprentice energy that I'm getting from that Ace of Wands. So, but they know that they have a lot to learn, but so it's going to come across clumsy at first, is what I keep getting. This return is going to be clumsy, but essentially they want to, wow. Holy moly, let me just show you this. So the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which represents kind of something significant, marriage. It can be like the gateway to the Ten of Pentacles, to the long-term commitment, etc. Underneath the Four of Wands is the Fool. Underneath the Fool is the Ten of Cups. Underneath that is the Ace of Pentacles. Underneath that is the Hierophant. I mean, yeah. It's looking really positive there. It might just be that what's going to be happening is their approach is so clumsy that it's like, oh, I really wanted this for us to come back together, but this is not the way I was expecting you to do it, and now it's like it's all over the shop. It's like the most awkward beginning to a significant relationship that I've ever seen in a reading, but. And that is going to probably get someone stressing and overthinking about it, because the level of awkwardness is like, well, I'm just going to get hurt again, or we're both going to end up hurt again. So that is the energy. It's a difficult energy to explain. It does look promising, but it's just that it's done so badly. The communication to start things off is done so awkwardly that it's going to be a lot more stress than just pure hope at the very beginning. but there is potential. So that's what I've got for you this time, Sagittarius. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like the video for me. It just takes a second. And if you'd like to hear more from me, then subscribe to the channel. I would recommend hitting the alert bell reminder thing, so because I am a bit sporadic about when I upload, I have to admit, so that way you won't miss anything from me. And if it resonated in any way, leave me a comment and let me know. Thank you so much. I wish you all my best. Speak to you soon. Bye.